Hello everybody, thank you for joining this video. Today we are going to talk about SSO Azure, specifically in Marketing Cloud Engagement. Okay, so let's get started because Azure is a bit different than other identity provider. We are going to need to make some change in the file provided by Azure. It's a bit more complicated than with Okta or Google Workspace, for example, but nothing too complicated. All right, so first let's go to Setup in Marketing Cloud Engagement. To do so, obviously you need to be an admin. In there, we are going to go to Security and Security Settings. And then I'm going to go down, and in the SSO SAML metadata, I'm going to click in Download Metadata. I'm going to have this file, a XML file. If I open it in Safari, it's not very nice. So if I want to be able to visualize it properly, I would recommend to open it with Google Chrome, for example. But we don't even really need to open it. You can, but for that specific use case, it's not a necessity. Okay, once this is done, then I would go to Azure. Then I would go there to Microsoft Entra ID and then Enterprise Application and click in New Application. Okay, there we could be tempted to think that Marketing Cloud is already there and we can do some kind of already pre-built connection. No, there is not. So I'm going to click on Create Your Own Application. Here I'm going to type the name Marketing Cloud, and you might see one appearing already, Salesforce Marketing Cloud. There's no need to click on it because basically it's going to tell you, well, SSO is not supported or something like that, which is not really the truth. So let's click Create. It's going to take a few seconds to do so. And I'm going to wait with you this a few seconds for it to create the application. Okay, in the meantime, don't forget to let one user, at least one, without SSO, with just the username and password, in case you know your SSO has a bug, crash, or have some kind of issue. You want someone, an admin, to be able to log in and to make some change. Otherwise, you might wait some precious time that will make you lose some production days or things like that. Also, another thing to keep in mind in Marketing Cloud, you can either have SSO or username and password. You cannot have both at the same time. That means a user doesn't have the choice. It's either full SSO for this user or full username and password. Same for that user. Because SSO is set up at a user level in Marketing Cloud. Okay, so now I have my application. In order for me to not forget, I'm going to assign users in Azure in this application. Well, that's very simple for me because I have only one user, and that's myself. So here I'm going to add myself to this application in Azure. Okay, now that this is done, I'm going to go to single sign-on here. And because Marketing Cloud uses SAML 2.0, I'm going to click this one, SAML. Okay, and there I have two choices. I can either go to the file provided by Marketing Cloud and go to pick the identity ID, the ACS, and things like that. Should look like this. So if I want to unpick, I can take the identity ID. But what is nice is that I can just upload the file, which I'm going to do, and then click there, upload, add, and it's going to fill the information for me. For the sign-on URL, I'm going to come back to it later on. So for now, I'm just going to save it. Okay, cool. Okay, since I'm here, attributes and claim. Basically, what the question here is that it's asking me, okay, what information Azure will send to Marketing Cloud to say, okay, this user correspond to this user. Or I'm going to make both of them match, the MC user and the Azure user. Based on what? What would be kind of the primary key or the link, if I can use some other example. Do I want to base it on the username, on the name of the person? Me, what I would do, what worked well so far, is to use the mail, so the email address. And so basically I'm going to tell, okay, take the email address of that user and send it to Marketing Cloud to identify that individual. Okay, so now this is done. Sorry, I went a bit too far, so I need to come back, and yeah, here we go. Okay, single sign-on. And now things start to get interesting. So I'm going to the tree one and to go to Federation Metadata XML. I'm going to click download, and now I have a file here that I'm going to open it with Chrome to have a better view, because if I open it with Safari, it's not very usable in the shape of it. Okay, so now here you have plenty of information. The trick here is that we need to make some modification. So some people in some other video would use Visual Studio Code, which I think is kind of a headache. I think a more simple solution would be simply to use a notepad. So I'm going to take everything except the first line and to paste it into the notepad. So I'm going to have something like that. Okay, I go down, 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 and here I have key descriptor. That's what is interesting for us. Okay, first of all, I'm going to delete the first line here. All of that. Okay, and now I'm going to add 3 lines. I go there, which is something I already set up. So I just have to copy and paste. Okay, I'm adding these 3 lines. I can put them to you in the comment, in the description. This way it's handy for you. You just have to copy paste like I did. This line doesn't come from nowhere. If you go to the documentation, to the Salesforce one, they will tell you, okay, the name ID format, so these lines must be placed in between key descriptor and da 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 da. Okay, another thing is that if you paste it like that, I had some issue with the MD dot, etc. So it just works well if you paste them like this, and yeah, everything is perfectly set up. Okay, so here I'm going to take everything, so Control A, Control C. So I just copy them, and then I'm going to go back to Marketing Cloud. I'm going to go to Data Management, Key Management. And up, as you see, I already set up one just before in French. So I have the same YouTube channel in French. So if you are more comfortable in that language, you can check this YouTube channel. It's same content, but different language. And here I'm going to write SSO Azure English. Okay, here I put a plus. Here we go. And here I'm going to paste what I just copied before. Here we go. Here, an easy mistake would be to keep the first line. You remember from the file? So, no, not this one. But this XML file does not appear to have blah, blah, blah. This, don't paste it in Marketing Cloud. Just delete it if it appeared there. Otherwise, it's going to create an error. Okay, I'm going to save. Here's going to check if everything goes well. Everything goes well. Perfect. Now I'm going to go to Security Settings. Now I'm going to have the option to enable the SSO for Marketing Cloud Engagement. Before, I don't have the choice, I mean the opportunity. Here, up, just make sure this is ticked. Okay, super, and here you can see that I have these that just appear. So I'm going to take all of that, copy, go to Azure, and then I'm going to go back here and paste on sign-on URL, save. Perfect, perfect. Well, I think we are not too bad. Only one thing remains. I told you that we enable SSO at a user domain, user level, sorry. So I'm going to go to user. and to enable it. So here I have a list of users, and you can see, okay, single sign-on, everybody is disabled, except, it is disabled for everybody except this one, because that's the one I used to do my test, so I just enable it before. But let's say it's disabled as well for that individual. Then I'm going to go to Edit. Here you need to tick the box, and here Federation ID is going to be exactly what Azure is going to send to Marketing Cloud to recognize who is who. So here, because I choose email, you can notice this is the email of my user in Azure. My user's email, right? So I can just click Save. If you choose username or first name, for example, what if you choose first name, then it's going to be R1. Okay. So save. Doesn't have to match the information I already have in Marketing Cloud Engagement. I can just choose my own identifier. Okay, so now we are very good because it's enabled in Azure, it's enabled in Marketing Cloud as an account. I have a user with SSO, I have the right Federation ID, I populate everything. Well, let's test it. As you can see, I'm connected as R1. So if it works well, I should connect as R1 as well, but in the English format, let's say. So I'm going to go there and click Test. Yeah, Test Sign In. It's quite fast, to be honest. Here we go. Marketing Cloud. And as you can see, now I'm logged in as R1. Perfect. And here as R1 as well. So it logged me out of my previous account to log me in into this user. Okay, that's great. Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. I'm doing other video to set up SSO, as I told you, with Okta, Google Workspace as well, things like that. So let me know if you have any question, any doubt, and yeah, thank you again for watching this video. Bye bye.